big lips pumped full of collagen is going, ooh, Brad Pitt, ooh. And so it's just kill us. Oh my gosh, Angelina Jolie's here. I mean, this is the incredible level of evil we're talking about. Now, going back to this, you've seen what they've done in the third world. Now they're coming to do it here incrementally as well. And if you get too uppity, they just blow something up and say, terrorists did it, so now we've got to ban your protest, and now we've got to stick our hands down your pants and violate you, and now we've got to take blood from you at checkpoints under federal mandates. It's all about control. It's all about training you that you're a prisoner that we've talked so much about. Now, here is the incredible good news. The Federal Reserve is just the regional holding company for the 6 big mega banks: Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, and then there's a consortium of others. But the point is they're pretty much subsidiaries of the same guys. I mean, that's why when you have a big Federal Reserve bailout in 2008, you learn more than half the money went overseas to foreign banks and foreign investors. And then now you're hearing about the first bailout of Europe to begin. You know, the first 2 or 3 were just Spain or Ireland. We're actually into like bailout 5 or 6 now if you add all the bailouts together. They're not bailouts. They're taxes to the bankers. They create derivatives. They control the finance ministers, prime ministers, and presidents. They control the head of the Nature Conservancy. They control it all. He's a former Goldman Sachs guy. Most of these third world countries they bring down. You go look at who their president, prime minister, or finance minister is. In some cases, all 3, and they're all Goldman Sachs. They're even more than J.P. Morgan. They were given the management job. J.P. Morgan overall is bigger than Goldman Sachs, and it's kind of the big daddy. But his henchman, the attack dog, hatchet man executor is Goldman Sachs in the last 25 years. And it's their operatives everywhere. And those are the ringwraiths that come riding into your town, into your city, into your company, into your business. They're the ones shutting down the coal plants while they've got the coal plants that have the waiver. They're the ones coming, giggling with simpering soft voices with a dagger, just coming for the republic, coming for infrastructure, bringing you down to serfdom. All the same snake men marching in their little suits, prancing around, thinking that you can't see, hoping you stay in darkness and blind. But the minute we reveal them, they become so weak. Now, here's the key to it all. The snake men are panicking right now. The snake men are in free fall right now. They have actuaries. They bragged about this. They have Google and NSA tracking systems, and that's what Google is, that can predict with 99% certainty what mass movements are going to do down to just a few-day period. They admit this. They have 93% accuracy, and you can even pull this up. Google says their algorithm has 93% accuracy on what you're going to do next. I think that one of the headlines earlier this year was, Google knows what you're going to do before you know. It's already tracked your subconscious mind by thousands of decisions it's tracked. It's got an actuary matrix code layered system, and it knows when you're going to go see a movie. It knows what steakhouse you're going to go to because it's tracked all the decisions you've made and where you surf and where you go with those cookies. Facebook, same thing, all integrated into a master NSA database. It's come out, Apple, total NSA front. Steve Jobs didn't develop any of it, basically. I mean, he's one of their top technologists, but he's a front man. Bill Gates didn't develop any of it, total NSA front. Google didn't develop any of it, admitted NSA, NQTEL front. All of this is 30-year-old technology they're just doling out, and we think we're getting something out of it. Really, it's a tracking grid to understand everything we're doing, what we're thinking, where we're going. So it's a literal, and this is what they call it. They call it a crystal ball system, an electronic crystal ball. That's why they want RFID on all real products in the real third dimension, so they can actually track physical things. Then they'll have true crystal ball power, according to them. And they can then look at that system, and it gives them an algorithm, and it says, our prime projection by mid-October 2011, this is a year ago, there will be uprisings across the Western world due to commodity price increases, joblessness. The statistics come in. Prime targets will be Wall Street. Zbigniew Brzezinski said the public finally is awake and watching us. Computer continues. Prime analysis, outbreaks of rebellion. And then they bring in the actuaries on top of that. Prime response, co-op revolution, endorse socialism and collectivization to transfer further wealth in next phase of program. They bring in the next actuary map. They got the men all in the rooms. Pentagon analysis, bring in the other experts. Prime projection, this has a 97% accuracy rate to be able to carry this out against them. The alternative media scope shows that they're growing at this point. They still can't stop us. This is the type of actuaries that are going into all this prime projection. Then they bring in other experts. If this fails, stage terror attack, new war. That'll change the matrix flow of the data grid at a tribal level by getting us through fear to submit to them. But I'm getting a little bit too technical here. The point is they're looking into their crystal ball. They're tracking everything we're doing. They know we're about to rebel. So they have Al Gore go, it's time for an Arab Spring. He said that 2 months ago. You have George Soros, who funds these revolutions worldwide, always for collectivism, to get more for the bankers to suck out. They tell the general public, we're big billionaires. We want to raise taxes to help you. Got a shot for you. Oh, can you get some welfare money, but no man in the house is allowed because we care about you? When I come back, I'm going to explain to you the fact that they knew what was about to happen, tracking all this with their societal tracker systems. And so now they're trying to trigger a takeover co-opting, and they're going to completely fail. We'll break it down. Aaron Dykes riding shotgun. Stay with us.
We all know that Berkey water purification systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity is in a deep crisis. Everyone can feel it. We know a tectonic struggle is now taking place between the forces of freedom and those who love darkness, bondage, and enslavement. Yes, my friends, evil is rising. But take heart. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Recently, New World Order operative Hillary Clinton admitted they're losing the info war.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
The globalists are scared. They've overreached. The future of the info war is in your hands. Join PrisonPlanet.tv. Download the thousands of special video reports, ebooks, and more, and get them out to everyone you know. Continue to spread the word about the broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other globalist propaganda platform. We are going to use their system against them. The info war now goes into high gear.
With economic and job-based stress now the leading cause of illness, is your body ready for the hard times ahead? This is Bill Hyde with a special report on staying healthy in hard times. According to a new article in the London Telegraph, job stress associated with the economic downturn has now replaced cancer, stroke, heart attack, and back problems as the #1 reason people miss work. In fact, it's now being called the Black Death of our time. This means taking care of your body could be the single most important thing you do, especially in these hard economic times. Recently, we've created a video which you can watch online for free, detailing how to make sure your body is ready for the dangerous times we live in. You can find the video at longtermgreen.com. That's longtermgreen.com. Get your body ready for the hard times ahead by watching the free video at longtermgreen.com. The video's available at longtermgreen.com.
All right, we are overlooking the Dallas branch of the Federal Reserve, where today from 5 o'clock to about 8 o'clock, I'm going to be there with fellow patriots who understand the Federal Reserve is the holding company of the big mega parasitic foreign banks that have engineered our collapse, that are getting the lion's share of our tax money, through fraud, and who have the gall, because they realize that public awareness to them is cresting, and with their Google systems, with their Facebook systems, tracking everybody, tracking the decisions you make, tracking, Google admits with Google Gmail, then they can sample tens of millions of people. They have computers reading that. All that goes into algorithms. The Federal Reserve admits they're tracking everybody in real time, what you're saying about them. That's been going on for decades. Now they're just going public with it, you see, and looking into their crystal ball, which is really thousands of graphs and breakdowns and boil downs. And they're statisticians, they're sociologists, they're psychologists, they're behavioral psychologists, all get together, and they admit this now, product placement, propaganda placement. I call it propaganda placement. They now call it behavior placement. They have all these messages in the media, but they know it's not going to work. That's why 4 years ago, the British Ministry of Defense predicted everything that's now beginning to happen right around this same time frame. So they're attempting here to shift everything. They're attempting here to try to take control and brand the idea against the Federal Reserve and the New World Order as something socialist. Just like 4 years ago with the beginning of the real Tea Party under Ron Paul, myself, and others, they tried to make it a right-wing white thing and said everywhere, if you're against the Federal Reserve and big government, you must be a white racist, to make everybody else feel like, well, I can't be for freedom then. See that mind game? Now they've sent in Al Gore, George Soros, MoveOn.org, the unions, Obama endorsing Occupy Wall Street, the head of the Dallas Fed, the head of the New York Fed, the chairman of the Fed. They're all coming out. Out in Los Angeles, Mayor Villaraigosa's handing out ponchos to the protesters, saying, yes, we need to raise taxes. California hasn't enough. We're going to give you free goodies. I represent the people. So that's what Bernanke says now. So they're attempting to steer all this anger and keep it away from the Federal Reserve. That's why they've had the Federal Reserve minions and bosses come out and say, oh, it's so good. We agree with you. You want higher taxes. Now, that's not even true. We've had reporters all over the country. It's true that the mainstream media lied and said Occupy Wall Street wanted socialism and that their leader was Michael Moore, who says capitalism's the problem. So they branded it like that, like branding the Tea Party white, racist, you know, stuff like that. They're branding this socialist. I have come out and said, don't let them co-opt it. This is attempting to take place right now. Rand Paul has come out and said the same thing. He's saying basically these are minions of Obama, many of them, and Occupy Wall Street can become violent if Obama continues to endorse it. Now, again, that's not saying Occupy Wall Street is bad. The point is the way Obama is endorsing it, the way they're saying, yes, you deserve free health care, you deserve free education, you deserve all these things free. Well, the people aren't going to get that, and then they're going to get violent. You understand? You tell somebody, you tell a kid after the haircut, if you're good at the haircut, you get a lollipop. You know, barbershops used to do that. I remember I'd sit there with a scratchy hair on my neck and, you know, the guy cutting my hair thinking about the lollipop. If I didn't get the lollipop, well, I wasn't a spoiled brat. I wouldn't have gotten mad. The point is, a lot of kids will. And so Rand Paul's talking about that. It's up on Infowars.com. It's also one of the top stories up at DrudgeReport.com. But the bigger issue here is this is a huge awakening. The fact that the establishment's having to come out and try to co-opt a movement against corruption on Wall Street centering in and around the Federal Reserve shows how weak they are and shows how pathetic they are. And the other great news is that all over the United States, everywhere, people are protesting the Fed right now. And it's getting a lot of media attention. And so we're actively shifting away from just blaming capitalism to actually blaming the criminals, the mobsters that run the Federal Reserve. Stay with us.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
Steve Shank here with a special alert from eFoods Direct. The stock market continues to crash and recrash daily. Since July, the market has dropped 15% with no signs of recovery. What does that mean to you? When stocks crash, jobs are lost, and you can't buy the food that's already too expensive and continues to raise in cost. eFoods just got notice that wholesale costs on pasta, rice, and beans will immediately jump 20%. The already high cost of sugar is tripling. If you invest in the stock market for security or save money in the bank, you continue continue to see the dollar drop in value while your weekly food bills increase. So what are you going to do? Get as much food now as you can. With these problems you're facing, eFoods Direct has no choice but to extend the free shipping another week to October 9th. Free shipping buys more food with shipping dollars. Call 800-409-5633.